What's up, everyone? Welcome back to A Line in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and we are back with Stage 11 of the Millennium Falcon build. Now, I wonder if this is going to be a thing. This is the second week in a row for us, and it actually is second week in a row. Like I'm building these 1 week at a time. This is the second week in a row where Stage 11 and the packaging, we're doing nothing with it. Nothing. There's nothing we're doing. It's insane. We're just holding onto the packaging. Obviously, there's a frame piece in here, which I'm not going to touch. I'm noticing, however, that all of the frame pieces are sealed up and packaged, and I'm wondering if this has something to do with the issue that I ran into, because the one that broke in Stage 4 did not have a package or a seal or anything like that, and I wonder if there was like some air damage. I don't know. Very interesting. So, and then we have another wall for the internal hold and all of that, and then a hull plate section, some screws and all of that jazz. And so I'm just going to put this in with all of the other stuff and wait to see when we're going to need it. So for this stage, it calls for us to go ahead and start by separating out our sprues. And I think we're going to start by separating out the sprue just one at a time as the pieces need it. So we're going to separate it, clean it up as we usually do. So first we're going to separate here this one. All right, let's get that cleaned up real fast as soon as we got it off while we're thinking about it. There we go, nice and clean. And then it says to separate off this little one here, right next to where it says issue 8. That's right there. I'll separate off that one. Now we're done with this sprue tree. And it looks like we only need to clean up like one little part here. Okay, so that looks good. All right, we're all set. And we're going to be switching over to model cement. I'm tired of super glue. I'm tired of all of it. I'm tired of what it does to my skin. I'm tired of what it did to my desk. It ripped a hole in my desk and I'm not happy. So we're going to be switching over to model glue from here on out. So modeling cement. So it says now there is a small pin on one end, and it looks like that small pin is going to be right there at the end. Wants us to take a tiny little piece here, and there's going to be one end that has a receiving hole. And we're going to grab a little bit of glue. Just put it on the pin, just a tiny little bit. It's not as instant bonding as the super glue, but I'm fine with that, just for the sake of I do not want to deal with it being crazy and all over the place anymore. Took days to get it off of my fingers. Okay, so now we join them right here. As you can see, we're going to let that set, and we'll be right back. Alright, so our part has bonded well enough, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get another spot of glue, and I went ahead and test fitted to see where we're going to be going next. We're going to take a little glue there. And then we're going to slot this one in 2 over from where the top hole pin is. And we're going to go ahead and put that in there. And then this one we're going to tuck in. And does it go just right over the top, just like that. So now what we're going to do is take a little bit of glue, get it right back behind here, and I'm going to hold this in place for a minute or two. We'll be right back. Okay, so our first pipe is put into place, and I gotta say that looks pretty cool. That looks good. I'm happy with how that turned out. So let's go ahead and move on to next. I guess in the pictures in the descriptions they're showing them as white, but these are definitely really weathered down, and I kind of really like that, I have to be honest. So we're gonna take part number 1 here. Like I said, one at a time. Do not want to get these confused, mixed up, and like lost, basically. Alright, so there we have that. Let's go ahead and get that cleaned up real fast. Let's take a quick little sander on the edge. Just make sure it looks real good. Gives it that depth, that quality that we're looking for out of this model. And this is the last step in the package, so we get 5 steps per month now, and yeah, this is the last step for that first month, so pretty exciting. We have the next package is shipping here just in a couple of days. It's Christmas Eve as I'm recording this, because I'm insane. Okay, so now we're going to clip off part number 2, which is going to be this tiny little piece right here. And similar to what we just did, we're going to be taking it and connecting it to the other one via some glue. That was real deep there, Jordan. Connecting it to it. Okay, so we're going to look for our end where we snipped it. Get that all cleaned up and nice. Okay. And we're going to glue these two together, and so that when it end B is the one that we are creating. So I just want to make sure that I have my pieces aligned right here. Okay, so it connects in and is going to hook back this way. So let's go ahead and get our glue. And now this one is not as nice as the other one. That's totally fine. I am going to hold this in place, and we will be right back. Okay, so that one has settled just enough for me to be happy with it. So let's go ahead and get some glue onto the end here. And it is going to sit right just below where we just put the other one. So we're going to go ahead and take our piece, part A and then B. A is going to go into the there. Into the there. Very adept, very astute. And then we're going to tuck that in. And then we're going to add a spot of glue back here. And here's where probably super glue would be good, but once again, I am just not dealing with it anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this in place for just a moment, and we'll be right back. Alright, I gotta say that looks pretty cool. Yeah, so the pipe's kind of coming around the door there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So now let's go ahead and move on to our next one, which is going to be one of the longer ones here. And I believe, let me go ahead and go back to my other screen. So that was 2. So 3, 4, 5. And then I'm assuming these are going to be for later pieces, if that even is a piece. So this one definitely is one, but it is not part of this process. So I'm going to be holding on to that until later just to make sure. So just to make sure, we have 3, 4, and then 5. So let's go ahead and go to our next page. So we're going to grab pipe 3. see here. Does it want all the way off the sprue? Or does it want me to be clicking it in? Yes. So down here on the bottom, I'm going to be very careful about it. Down here on the bottom, there's a little tab that we're going to be plugging it in. I'm going to be clipping off at the end of that tab, and it fell. I knew that was going to happen, so that is totally fine for me. So we're going to go part A, B. This one is going to just be clipping in part A, I believe. All right, so yep. Just at the very top here. And we're going to go ahead and put that in here. And that one is going to sit over the top of the pipe. I am going to hold this in place. We will be right back. Alright, so while that's drying, I think we can just go ahead and move on to part 4 here. So let's go ahead and grab part 4. And I realized I didn't clean that one up, so that's just going to be part of the character of that pipe, I guess. Alright, set that one off to the side, and let's go ahead and clean up our one spot here. It is towards the back. It is thoughtful design on this, which is I'm grateful for that. So now, this one is going to go how's this one going to go? So it just kind of sits, oh, I see. So this one is going to sit flush and flat. So we're just going to go along the back side of this. Get a little bit of glue right here too. And drop that into place. And then get it alongside here. And then these are both need to be long enough to be able to hit the floor, so I'm just going to leave them like that. Get our strings off to the side. Okay, so now we're going to grab part number 5. Okay. Just looking to make sure that cutting in the right spot. This one's definitely going to need a little bit of cleanup. Go ahead and set the sprue off to the side. Okay, so now this one needs some extra work, it would seem. Yeah, that was a big piece of plastic that was left from the sprue. There we go. So now this one is going to plug in right here, and there's a little tiny little nub at the end. Apply our glue to that. Then I'm going to look at the next page to see how this one goes. Well. I made a mistake. So what we're going to do is have it go up and over this way. So this little piece, I wonder if I can do anything to separate that. So no, I glued that pretty good. So this piece right here, that little nub, is supposed to be up in that corner. What do I do? What do I do? Can I take it and just kind of put it up like that? I think that's how we're going to approach that one. Just going to make our own. So what I am going to do take off the little nub at the end. Apply some glue. Now we're definitely into custom model territory. And then this one is going to sit flat with that upside. So I'm going to take some glue here. Put it there. Then I'm going to just custom fit that there. And that there. I'm going to go ahead and hold these in place, and we will be right back. Okay, so I think that's dry enough for now. We're obviously just going to let this dry and chill out for the next couple weeks, and so, or at least the next week or so. Couple things I wanted to do. This did wind up being a kind of a shorter episode with just, you know, very small amount of just affixing like 5 pipes. And that was pretty much well it. So a couple things I wanted to show you. We have the Dejeric table that came in the very first issue. And so we're going to go ahead and pull that back out. We're going to go ahead and bring back out our plate section, or our internal section. We're going to talk about this for a second. The paint job along here was pretty awful. I am going to go through here in the next week or so, and I'm going to basically clean this up. I'm going to repaint it, try to find that as close as possible to a good color, and then repaint that. I've gotten a better technique for being able to do the dry brushing. So, I'm going to bring that out, and then we have the new technical console. So, I wound up taking it, trying to find a color that worked. It is actually the base color for the Marauder, of all things, with a little couple drops of white in there to kind of lighten it up. But I wound up respraying it, and then I took my time to do a much better job of painting the raised surfaces. I feel like this is a much, much, much better look than what I had presented before, and so pretty proud of that. So what we're gonna do real fast is I'm gonna put some things on here because I want to be able to display this for the next couple weeks and like look at it and go, yay, money, look at what I'm spending. And so we're gonna go ahead and take the Dejeric table, go ahead and slightly put it in place, and that instantly gives that some character. That's pretty cool. And so the technical console is going to go right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and push it down. You can easily take that off. And now we kind of have, as you can see here, probably that's the best way of putting it there. You can see here the internals, the technical console in there, and all like that. And then let's go ahead and attempt to very carefully slot this in place, just to kind of I'm being very careful because of the work I just did, so I'm going to go and lean over the counter real fast. We're going to test that into place, and I gotta say, that looks really good. Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Definitely worth the month's worth of work on this one. Like, we've done a lot of work on the internals. Obviously, we have, you know, some more work to do, but we're getting close, my friends, to the internal part being done. So there we are for the month. Package number, 3 is complete for the Falcon for the month. Gotten a good deal of content out of this. I gotta say, I'm pretty pleased. And so, yeah. Next package should be arriving within the next week or so. So look at this spot next week. We should have a new episode with a new stage. It'll be stage number 12. And from the looks of things going forward for the next little bit, we do have, it's going to be framework, putting together some whole plating sections, and then we're going to be finishing up in here. I'm a little concerned. They haven't shipped me stage 4 of the replacement. I have that broken frame piece, and if they need to include that with what we got going on going forward, I think I've got a solution, at least a temporary one that will work. but I'm not quite sure of my skill in all of that. So we shall see. If you guys have any questions, comments, tips, tricks, please leave them down below. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and subscribe. My friends, until we see each other again, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I know you had a million things to do today, and you took a little bit of time to watch the video with me, and I appreciate that. I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world wherever you happen to be. And until we see each other again, my friends, the Force will be with you always.